Good morning and happy Plushy Wednesday, everybody. Surprise, I'm here early today. I didn't have the greatest crochet week. So I was done. So I figured I'd come on in here and get this finished early today. Then I have the rest of the day to do whatever I want to do. So hope you're all doing well. And I just want to, as always, thank you all for being here with me. It surprises me at the amount of views I get on my channel, and I'm so grateful for it. I know I'm redundant with saying that, but I really want you to know how much I appreciate you being here and watching and commenting and giving me advice. It keeps me going, keeps me wanting to come back the next week and hopefully have good things to show you. I'm afraid I might disappoint you today because I don't have a whole heck of a lot. I was really in a slump. I don't know. A big part of it, I think, is just not knowing what I want to make. It's hard sometimes. It's really hard sometimes. So I sat for a couple of days and really didn't make much of anything. But I must admit, I am the type of person who works really well under pressure. So in the last 2 days, I can do a whole bunch of stuff and not do anything for 2 or 3 days. But this week, I didn't apply for tests. I didn't do any testing for anybody. So I didn't have that to do, which I tend to have pretty much every week. But nothing grabbed me. Nothing grabbed me that I wanted to make. I don't apply for testing just to apply for testing, just to get a free pattern. And I have to like it. Unless it's a real close friend, then of course I will always test for them. Always test for them. But if it's someone I really don't know very well and I'm not crazy about whatever they're making, I don't apply for it. I see people apply for everything. No, I'll go buy a pattern I want to make, which I did this week. So what's happening in my life this week? Not a whole heck of a lot. It's been a slow, kind of boring week. I don't have a whole heck of a lot of excitement. We've been getting a lot of rain. And as much as we complain about the heat and the hot sun, it's pretty dreary. It's dreary now. There's no sun out now. And I have my ring light on. I have this real bright light on up above me just so you could see me. Lucky you. And I don't know. I kind of like it when it's cloudy and a little bit cooler. My craft room is now 77 degrees. It's usually 80 or more. This is the warmest room in my house. And then when I close the door like I do when I'm taping, it gets really hot in here. I don't think that's going to happen today. So the only thing I can think of telling you about in my life for this past week was Sunday football. I like football. I'm from New England. We had Tom Brady for 20 years. I absolutely love Tom Brady. Love, love, love. If I were a younger woman, mad crush. Mad crush. But he's the age of my son, so I guess that don't work. Unless I want to be a cougar, right? But not in that way. I just really, really like him. First of all, he's really cute. And secondly, his discipline is out of this world. Gosh, he is spot on with what he has to do to stay in shape and everything. I swear that man could come back and play another season of football at 45, 46 years old and not have a problem with it. Anyhow, back to football. I love this time of year, not only because I enjoy watching football, Bet you never thought you'd see a woman sitting here talking about football. But remember, I have all sons. I have 3 grandsons. I have a husband. There's no girls. There's no girls. I have my granddaughter who's off at college, but she never was interested in football. So I learned a very, very long time ago that if you have all sons, you better be prepared to do boy stuff, or you're not going to get to spend a whole heck of a lot of time with your boys. And I did that. And I did that. So here I am, an old lady looking forward to football season. But as much as I enjoy watching football, every Sunday, my son and the twins, Jacob and Logan, come over for football. And it's usually just for the 1 o'clock game, and then they go home after that. But they're here for a few hours. And we've made it a tradition that we do up a big lunch and snacks and all of that kind of stuff. So the season started and we were up for cooking or buying, whatever we decide to do. And we switch off every week. So next Sunday will be Josh and the boys' turn. I believe he lets the boys pick what they want for that particular week. And then he goes, gets whatever it is and brings it over. So it's kind of fun because we never know what each other is doing until that day happens. So this week, since it was our turn, I didn't want to go out and buy pizza or, all that fast food garbage, which we eat a lot of during football season. So we decided we were going to make nachos. So on Saturday, Grumpy and I went to the supermarket to buy what we needed to make nachos and dessert. We have to have dessert as well. Oh my gosh, I could not believe it. Now we had to buy enough for 5 people. 2 teenagers, the twins are 15. They're over 6'2" tall already. And my son, who's 6'1", I believe. Yeah, they can put it away. So we had to make sure we had enough food to make nachos and buy all the ingredients. So we just put everything out and everybody made their own plate of nachos. Over $100. Can you believe that? Nobody can tell me that inflation has gotten better in the supermarkets because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Everything is so expensive. It's ridiculous. I did find nacho chips that were buy 2, get 1 free, so that was my deal of the day. But to buy a package of hamburger to make the hamburger mix for the nachos, just that package of hamburger was $24. Hamburger! Oh, good thing I love them because they wouldn't have gotten nachos. But they ate like crazy. So we didn't have leftovers, and that was a good thing. And for dessert, I just picked up like a banana bread and a cranberry bread and some ice cream. And they could choose whatever they wanted from that. So that was our meal for the day. And that went well. That went well. My son and husband like watching Red Zone. I hate Red Zone. I hate it. So I crocheted. I crocheted while they were watching Red Zone. And then we went back to the Bucks game, our local team here in Tampa. And that was good. That was good. They won. Yay. Yay. It was a good close game. There were lots of good close games on Sunday. So yes, I am a football fan, and you may hear me talk about it every now and again. But I'll try not to bore you too much with it. But I do like it. I do have my favorites. And I did draft a fantasy football team with my eldest son in Rhode Island. He's had this fantasy league for, oh gosh, many, 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 many years. And I won once, I think, way back in the beginning. And now I just tell him I'm giving you my donation every year. And he starts it off by saying, thanks for the donation, Mom, because I suck. I don't know all these new players. There's so many new players now. I know the old guys, and so many have retired that I'm lost looking for all of these. And I don't have Tom Brady to pick as a quarterback anymore. And I don't like Patrick Mahomes. Sorry. Sorry, I just don't. There's something about him that doesn't click with me. Great team. They're an awesome team, but I don't know. I think because when he first started and he was doing so great, everybody was comparing him to Tom Brady. Nobody compares to Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. He will always be the GOAT. And how can you say somebody who's played football for 2 years is as good or will be better than Tom? It remains to be seen. Patrick's young, but we'll see what happens. But I think that rubbed me the wrong way, and I don't have anything personal against him. Just, I don't know. We're competitive in this football world. So, I don't know. I don't have a whole bunch for you because I really did not crochet much until Sunday, I believe. Sunday. Isn't that terrible? From Thursday to Sunday, I made nothing. I just didn't feel like it. So I didn't. I can take time off if I want. Refresh my mind. So we're getting close to dragon time. I think it was Monday. I put the pieces I had finished of the dragon together. He now has a head and 4 legs, and he's sitting up. And he's waiting for his accoutrement, his horns and his wings. I have all his horns made. So all I have left to make is his wings and his tail decoration at the end of his tail, but that is crocheted right on, so that won't be a problem. So I think I'll have him for you next week. No, I will have him for you next week because I am so close to finishing him. So let me show you. We are introducing a new color to the dragon. Now we already know he's black and white. And this is his little horns. And I made those in white. Little horns. So cute. So cute. So he has these horns. And then his big horns. Look like a cow. These are his big horns. So new color, new color. He's got red in him. And I also made his chest plate. And this goes all the way down the front of him. So I'm getting excited now because we're so close to the end. I only have the wings to do and then put them all together and he is finished. It's so weird to see it just in pieces, right? Just in pieces. But next week you'll see him finished. And then, well, probably before I show him to you, I will send a picture to the person who ordered him so she knows he's finished, and I hope she loves him. And it's a gift that she's buying for someone. And that'll be it. And I'll almost be caught up on orders I have, because I have that, and then I have the order for the 2 orange pumpkins and a ghost. That's ready and put aside. I'm just waiting for her to be ready to pay and receive them. And then I got that order for a toothless from my financial advisor last week, which was fun. So I got a couple of toothless to make. because I don't have any to bring to market since I sold them at my last one. So I got to get working on those. So one thing I had wanted to do, and I think I had spoken about it in the last video, was I wanted to redo my little pug car swing. And I'm still having a little bit of trouble with him. Still a little bit. I redid it, and he sits better. See how cute? But I don't like the ears yet, so I have to work on that. But Pug's ears are kind of like that. They kind of fold over, but at least he sits. The other one just flopped forward, and I couldn't fix it. So here he is, my new version of a pug. And we do this because we own 2 pugs, and we still miss them after all this time. And we talk about them all the time. I don't think there's a day goes by where we don't reference, especially Tiki, because she was the last one we lost. And Teddy tends to do things that Tiki did. We say she taught him all these things. But that's my new and improved pug. I probably have to lower the ears a little bit, maybe bring them down a row. It'll look a little better. But I think he looks better. Let me know what you think. Everything I made this week is smalls. I didn't intend on them being smalls. It's just that I didn't realize when I made them that they were going to be small. Some of them I did. I did purposely because they were small. But most, I was pretty surprised. So I have a question for any of you who may do markets. I've been thinking that I have to make small items and have a lot of small items on my table. And then today I was thinking about that as I was looking at these little items I made this week, do you think having a lot of small things on your table tend to make people just buy small things and ignore the larger items that you made because they're less money? Or do you think people are just coming in because all they want to do is spend a little bit of money? Yeah, I was thinking about that. Are we encouraging them to buy $10 items because we're putting out a lot of those items? Maybe if we put a little less of that on our table, they would be more apt to buy something that's $15 or $20. I don't know. Tell me what you think. What's your reasoning behind doing all these inexpensive items? Now I look, and something I made yesterday will pay for my November 1st booth fee if I sell all of them. So that's kind of good. I try to think of things in that way. Well, I got 5 of these, they're $10, that's $50, that pays for my booth fee. But who knows if they'll sell? But that's how I think. I also try to think in terms of if a market is good or bad. Then I do a little math to make myself feel better about not doing that great. Like at this last market I did $179. It was a 5-hour market, I think. Yeah, it was a 5-hour market. So if I took the $179, and I can't do it here, but I think it came out to like it was $35 an hour. Well, that's what I made as a practice manager when I lived in California, $35 an hour. So that makes me feel better. I'm not making $3 an hour. I made $35 an hour. And if you sell a whole bunch, if you make $500 and your market is 5 hours, that's $100 an hour. That's really good money. Of course, that does not take into account your booth fee and all of that stuff. You have to subtract that. But the market itself, the time you're selling, you're making that amount of money. So I just have to rethink things to make myself feel better about the markets. And that works pretty good when you break it down hourly, how much you're making. So anyhow, I got my little pug done. I sold 3 of those car swings at my last market, so that was good. Was not my booth fee, but almost. So then I went back to an old pattern I haven't made in a while. I said, well, fall is coming up and these always sold for me. And I think I haven't revisited some things because I just got tired of making them. And the reason I got tired of making them was because people kept buying them and I had to keep making them. Which is kind of stupid, right? Well, if people are buying them all the time, keep making them. But it does get boring. You want to do new stuff. So I decided to go back and make a s'more. I've made plenty of these. Plenty of these. Oh, I didn't want to do them anymore. But I did. And I got the idea to make it with posh yarn. I've got a whole container full of posh yarn. I very seldom use it. I use it on my car swings to make the swing part. That's about it. I never use it. Very, very seldom. So you start out making the marshmallow. And I made this in white posh. And it came out so big. This is a big s'more. And then, put this down for a second. Then I made the cracker. Well, this was the cracker. Because this is the only color in posh, you know, that I could get that's close. Other than that brown, which I would have had to use for the chocolate. No, I could have used black for the chocolate. So I guess I could have used brown for the cracker. But it just kept rolling up on me and rolling up on me. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. So I threw it aside and used Parfait Chunky for the cracker. I think this is Teddy Bear. And I used black for the chocolate. And of course, Teddy Bear for the bottom cracker. So what do you think? He's a cutie, right? I think he's a cutie. I think he's a cutie. Oh, but the thought of making them all over again. When I made them before, I made them with Dollar Tree yarn. So maybe I have to make another one with Dollar Tree yarn. It's going to be smaller than this because this guy's pretty big. This guy's pretty big, but look at that face. He's so cute. He's so cute. And I mean, they're like 12 bucks I sell them for. So I've decided that posh yarn is not for me. I just don't like it. And I know, lots of you like posh yarn. I did go to Michael's the other day and saw the new posh there. I just don't like it. It's so spongy. It's not soft and cuddly. It's spongy. It's weird feeling. And I just don't like it. Don't like it. So I don't see a lot of posh being used in my future. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all that yarn. I am thinking of having a big garage sale and trying to sell a lot of, especially my paper crafting stuff, because look at this. Look at this. That's all paper crafting. And that's nothing. I have all these containers. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can move this. See all of these? That's all paper crafting stuff. That's all ink in those white containers. I have a ton of paper crafting items because, that's what I did. That's what I did for the longest time, was paper crafting. Oh, Sorry, playing with the lights. Went dark all of a sudden. So it's just to get me in here to go through all of this stuff and do a garage sale, just a crafting garage sale. I have a Gemini Junior electronic die cutter. I never use it. I'm going to sell it. I have a Brother Scan and Cut. And I feel terrible about this, but I used it once. It's a big machine. It's an expensive machine. It's doing nothing being here. The only one I use is my Cricut, and I use that for felt eyes on some of my items that I crochet. Now, I wouldn't get rid of everything paper crafting because I still enjoy making cards and everything. So I would just get rid of the stuff that I know I won't use, because as bad as I am with the yarn, I was probably worse with paper crafting. I would buy so many things, try new things. So I have beads and bling and stickers and tons of paper, tons of stamp and die sets. Just way more than I will ever use. So I think it's time to let some of this stuff go. And I'll let you know if I do that. I do online destash, as we call it in the paper crafting community. Well, I will offer boxes of stuff to my subscribers if they're interested in buying any of that. But that involves shipping and all of that kind of stuff. So I thought I would try one at home and advertise it on Marketplace and I forget the name of the place on that you can see in the newspapers and stuff. You don't see newspapers anymore either. You see it online. But anyway, I digress as usual. So yesterday, I decided I was going to jump on the bandwagon of jumping spiders, little spiders. And I'm on the fence about these, if I like them or not. I don't know. So here's my first one. And I had to put eyes like this on him because Grumpy picked out this yarn. And I like it. I think it does look spidery. I think it would make a great snake. But it's really little. Look how little that is. But I made 5 of them. This was the first one I made. I know they're not spider colors, but I don't think kids care. They just look at it and say, oh, a spider, and I'll buy it. But these, you can do these inexpensively, and I could charge just $10 for them. And this is where things started running through my head. Do I really want to make things just inexpensive like that? And an orange one, since fall is coming. And a pink, because I've been told that pink sells. We'll see. Cute, I guess. If you like spiders. I hate spiders. I hate them. I've been very, very blessed that I haven't seen any here in Florida, because they have monsters here. Monsters, I'm telling you. And this one's probably my favorite one. And this is Bernat tie-dye yarn. And this one, I thought this one was kind of pretty. Except his legs won't bend for me for some reason. But cute anyway. Cute anyway. So those are my 5 spiders. And then I was going through some of my patterns, and I said I have to make something that I bought and never made. Just have to do that. So I came across the Labubu pattern. Yes, I bought it and I never made it. Never made it. So I said, well, let me make one. Let me make one. Wow, this turned out so little. I was surprised. Again, I used Parfait Chunky. Probably used a 4.5mm hook. That's what I'm guessing. I'm not positive. But this is my Labubu. Looks a lot bigger on camera than he does in person. Got his little teeth on there, which you really can't see very well unless you're really looking for them. And I could have done the felt eyes, but I didn't feel like it. So it was a lot easier to just embroider eyes on him or her. And I don't ask me questions about Labubu. Does it seem to be getting darker and darker in here? It's weird. I don't know. But I know nothing about them. Just everybody was making them. What I do like are his little feet. I think they're adorable. So cute. So cute. But I don't know. Are they still a craze or is that gone past? But I have to make the patterns I buy at least once. And that's what this will be. A one and done. I don't like it. It was one of those weeks where I just wasn't happy with the stuff I was making. I don't know. I guess he's okay. It came out all right. It wasn't difficult to make, but just much smaller than I was expecting. I would have to use a larger yarn to get them at a better size, but there you go. I got another under $20 item. So the last thing I made, and I played yarn chicken after I got finished making the spiders yesterday. I said, oh, I still got time. I'm either going to start the wings for the dragon or make one more thing for my video. And I decided to make one more thing for my video. So I had a little bit of yarn left. Let me show you. These I made several weeks ago. Remember these pumpkins? I love these. I love my orange ones, but I really, really, really love the rusticy ones too. And they're very simple. And I just think they're so beautiful. Do you? I love these. Well, I had a little bit of yarn left from it. And it was bugging me because I had left it out. And I said, let me see if I can make a mini one. A mini one. So I did. And I won yarn chicken. I had enough to make a little teeny tiny one. How cute is that? How cute is that? And I love this leather ribbon. It's perfect for these. So now I have a little baby one. And then I had a little bit of yarn left. And I went, oh, let's play yarn chicken again and see if I can make another little one like this. I lost. This is as far as it got. And I'm out. I'm out. So I think I may bring some pumpkins next week to the little market I'm doing in the neighborhood next door and see if they sell. Then I'll buy another skeiny yarn, but now I've used up that whole skeiny yarn, which I'm very proud of. So we have the whole family. We have Mama, and we have, I don't know if I can do this, big sister. Let's see. I'm going to drop it. I know it because I'm not very good at this. Ooh, there she is. There's Mama. Oh, Sue, come on. They keep moving. Anyway, I got all 3 sizes. Not bad from one skeiny yarn, and I have 2 of these. So I got 4 pumpkins out of that one skeiny yarn. So pretty good. And this, I knew I would forget this now. The name of this yarn is something. It is called, I forget. I kept the label though, so if I sold out of these or if I sold a few of these and I wanted to make more, I'd know what it was. I bought it on Amazon, but I just like them. It's completely different from the orange popcorn stitch ones I make. Those are much bigger than these, but just different styles. Not everybody likes traditional orange pumpkins. A lot of people like the rusticy look. So that's it. that's it. That's all I got for you. That's it. Sorry. I wish I had made better stuff. But anyhow, let me know what you think about inexpensive items. And I'm talking like $10 and under. Do you fill your table with these things because they sell quick and that's what people look for? Or do you feel it's a hindrance to your table by having that much inexpensive items like that? And instead of somebody seeing something for $15 or $20 that they like, they turn around and buy something that's only $10. I don't know. I don't know if that's the economy or just how we all think about stuff like that. I don't know. So I'd love your opinions. I thank you in advance for it. I'll be putting up a couple of videos here you might be interested in watching. And until next time, keep crocheting. Bye.